Google released a cybersecurity program not too long ago that is hosted on Coursera for beginners, and you can actually sign up for free if you do their 7-day free trial. As someone who has been in cybersecurity for quite some time now, I highly recommend this program for people that are starting out and trying to get into cybersecurity. Now, for those that have already completed the course, first and foremost, congratulations. You might be thinking, what are the next steps after obtaining the certificate? Well, stick around and I'll share with you some tips on what to do next. The Google Cybersecurity program involves 8 courses that is split up into 4 weeks worth of content. This program is completely self-paced, meaning that you can complete it as fast as you want, or you can take as long as you want. And I highly recommend you do take your time with this program. Beginning with the first course, Foundations of Cybersecurity. This will provide you with a nice introduction into what cybersecurity is all about and its terminology. It will dive into common attacks that we typically see, and it will also introduce you to the domains that exist within cybersecurity. Secure design, frameworks, and compliance, common tools used in cybersecurity and their purpose. It will also help you with building a portfolio to showcase your skills and knowledge. The second course, Play It Safe and Managing Risk. This course will continue with the domains that you learned in the first course, and it will expose you on how to manage risk and vulnerabilities. You'll also be introduced to OWASP, aka Open Web Application Security Project, and it'll introduce you to some SIEMs or SIEMs, Security Information Event Management. Next up is Connect and Protect, Network and Network Security. This will introduce you to networking and learn certain concepts such as IP addresses, different models like the TCP/IP and OSI. Also, it will talk about the different network protocols that exist. It will include what kind of network attacks exist in cybersecurity and how do we actually harden our organizations to defend against said attacks. Tools of the trade, Linux and SQL. For this course, you will learn the basics of the Linux operating system and hopefully feel more confident using Linux at the end of the course. You will also briefly touch on SQL, which will teach you how to query certain databases to retrieve events of interest. Assets, threats, and vulnerabilities. This course will introduce you to encryption and how to handle and protect your assets. You will learn about vulnerabilities and the importance of patching, as well as the threats that exist in cybersecurity. Sound the alarm, detection and response, my favorite course. Here you will be introduced to tools that will help you detect and respond to threats within the organization. You will learn what playbooks are and the incident response lifecycle. Overall, this is a fantastic course. Next up is Automate Cybersecurity Tasks with Python. This will be an introduction into Python and tell you what is it and how can it be beneficial in cybersecurity. Fun fact, you don't actually need to know Python to get into cybersecurity, but I do recommend you actually learn it because it will make your life that much easier. Last but not least, Course 8 is Put It to Work, Prepare for Cybersecurity Jobs. The last course wraps up everything that you learned so far and focuses on making decisions and escalating incidents to stakeholders. It'll provide you with some tips on how to stay up to date in cybersecurity, as that is one of the prime responsibilities that we need to continue to do. Lastly, this course will help you create a resume/cover letter and provide you with interview tips to help you in the job market. The entire program is a great entry point for beginners trying to get started in cybersecurity. But the best part of this program is that you get to hear stories from real security professionals. The program provides you with quizzes that will help you reinforce the knowledge that you learned during the week, and scenarios are created, for example, auditing a certain company to help you again reinforce the knowledge that you've learned. Now, for those that have completed the course and obtained their certificate, you might be asking, what are the next steps? Well, let me share with you what I recommend. Starting with number 1, look for beginner certificates in the domains that interest you the most. So these are the domains that you learned in course number 1 and course 2. And if any of those domains interest you, that's what I would put my focus on and look for beginner certs for those domains. Now, if you are somebody who wants to get into security operations, I highly recommend you take Security Plus Next or the Blue Team Level 1, which I'll link down below. You can also supplement those certificates with Network Plus. The reason why I mentioned Network Plus is simply for the knowledge of networking. Now, this Google Cybersecurity program does touch on networking, but Network Plus will actually reinforce that knowledge and dive deeper into networking. It is optional, but I do recommend it. Number two is during your studies or after you've completed a certificate, I would jump into doing actual practical hands-on lab work. So some of the resources like Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Let's Defend, Cyber Defenders, I'm sure there's many more resources out there. You should start playing around in those environments because that will provide you with hands-on experience that you can later put onto your resume once you're confident in those skills. The last tip is very similar to the previous one. Instead of going to those resources and doing lab work, try to build that lab on your own. So whether that is on your laptop or maybe if you want to utilize the cloud and build it up there, by all means, go for it. This all builds on your hands-on experience because theory is good, but during interviews, they're looking more so if you can apply that theory to practical technical experience. So those are the 3 tips that I would recommend after taking this Google cybersecurity program. Last thing I want to say is that if you are someone who is trying to break into cybersecurity, you don't have to do this alone. I want to help you on that journey, which is why I created a website called mydfir.com, in which you can sign up for free mentorship, no strings attached. This is where I'll be posting books that I highly recommend that helped me in my career, cybersecurity resources, as well as blog posts that I'll create in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found it informative, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribe if you want to.